Hi everybody, I'm Terry Vanderbeck with Sanford Health. Welcome back to the Sanford Fieldhouse. We're continuing our educational series on helping athletes deal with the COVID-19 situation and things that they can do to keep themselves ready to perform and get back to normal life when the time is right to do that. Our focus today with our guest Dan Poel, who's a senior sports scientist with the Sanford Sports Science Institute, is on how to keep your mind sharp and how to keep your brain in the game, if you will. Again, at a time where you're just a little out of your routine, kids aren't going to school, there's probably a tendency to fall into screen time and a lot of things that are not necessarily, we're saying you can't do it all, but here's some tips for maybe making that screen time more productive. So Dan, first and foremost, what would be the number one thing that you would try to convey to people about that will help their brain stay sharp and ready and be able to help them perform when it's time to go back?
First and foremost, the number one thing you can do to help keep your brain in your game, as if you will, is get a good night's sleep. Since you're not in school, you're probably staying up a little bit later, you're probably sleeping in a little bit longer, and that probably seems awesome to you, but getting to bed at the right time and getting up at the right time and being consistent about that every single day, even on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays, is going to help you keep your mind sharp and your brain focused.
How many hours are we talking? What do you suggest at a time like this? I know a lot of times the problem is we're so busy, you're struggling to get enough. Now you could probably find you're getting maybe too much. What's that right window right now for people?
I believe the recommended amount of sleep for an athlete, and that can extend from middle school all the way into the collegiate realm, is about 9 hours per night. That should be the goal for everybody, and that's going to give you the best bang for your buck.
Yeah, perfect. Let's talk about keeping your mind sharp. And just to clarify here, we all have heard of folks in our lives that are religious about crossword puzzles or Sudoku or things like that. Things they do that they feel like just helps them stay mentally sharp. A lot of times we hear it with people as they're aging, trying to stay mentally sharp. But in this case, you work with a lot of athletes that are trying to really optimize their brain firing and process it to be able to perform at a high level physically. What kind of things can people do while they're at home during this time to stay mentally quick?
Well, I would certainly recommend a crossword puzzle or a Sudoku puzzle as opposed to sitting at home and scrolling on your phone.
So this should be the only social media content you take in today, kids.
Yeah,
that's what we're saying.
This should be it. But for the athletes, a simple thing you can do is take a pencil, and this might not seem very exciting, but you can bring it back and forth into your nose, stop when you see double, and bring it back out, and keep going. See if you can get it all the way into your nose, and then be done for the day. Those are called pencil push-ups. So you might find that you can get it to your nose right away. If so, fantastic. If you're a little ways out, just keep practicing. This is a trainable thing that you can get that in, and that's just going to improve your sports vision, okay? Another simple thing, just using a pen or a pencil or a popsicle stick, whatever you have at home, you can focus straight forward and move that pen out until it leaves your peripheral vision, okay? Up, down, left, right, whatever it is you got to do, that's going to help you expand your field of view so that when you do get back on the field or the court or the ice, you're going to hopefully see a lot more of what's going on around you. And that's going to bring me into my next thing here.
Yeah.
Another simple thing you can do, just sitting at home on your couch. There's not a lot of sports on right now, but if you happen to find your favorite sport, basketball, football, hockey, volleyball, whatever it may be.
Might be a replay because I think we're going to see a lot of that coming up.
There's a lot of classic games on right now. Rather than just sitting back and relaxing and enjoying the game, try and focus on, again, everything that's going on. Focus on a single point on that TV. Might be a player. Most likely it's going to be like center court or something in the center of the screen. And again, try and broaden your field of vision. Try and see all of the players. Try and watch everything that's happening. That way when you get back on the court again, you're going to have that broader field of view. You're going to see more of what's going on, and you're going to be able to make better decisions because of that. And then the other thing that you can do is while you're watching, try and anticipate what's going to happen. If a player's about to take a shot or about to pass the ball or about to do something, try and guess what they're gonna do. That's called biological motion perception. So you're gonna watch what the athlete's gonna do, and based on their body language, based on their movement, you're gonna hopefully be able to predict what's gonna happen. And the better you are at that, the better you're gonna be at your sport.
Interesting. So sort of a different way of watching film than merely, we've heard people talk about trying to identify defenses or play calls, that kind of thing. You're talking about it from a physiological level.
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
interesting. Yeah, perfect.
Yep.
Okay, Dan, Poel, thanks for being here. Again, guys, stay tuned for more information. Please take the appropriate measures to make sure that not only you, but those people around you are healthy, and we'll be back soon with some more tips from Sanford Sports.